Good morning, everybody. It's Melanie Hines, your fastest Iraqi Dinar summary on the net. I have my little puppy here with me. Her name is Macy. She's my Lou puppy. If you hear me call her Roxy, it's just because old habits die hard. Tuck and Roxy were always a powerful pair. Tuck is still here, 13 and a half years. He's still going strong. So here's the breaking news out of Iraq based on articles. Only truth, facts, and optimism, but insights from my perspective. I just finished my live stream not too long ago. My husband's putting up some of the Christmas lights. We have yet to get our tree because we've both been busy. I have a 3-hour AI training that I'm helping my community with on my membership side. So guys, I might do some membership content depending on if I have time today. But guys, here we go with the articles out of Iraq. First, let's start with the rates. The Iraqi dinar on Google, per Google, 1 USD to Iraqi dinar equals 0.0076. Less than a sixth of a penny is the value of 1 USD in Iraqi dinars. Okay? Kuwaiti dinar to USD. 1 Kuwaiti dinar equals 3.26 US dollars versus Iraq. 1 Iraqi dinar equals less than a sixth of a penny of a US dollar. So who does that make sense to when they're neighbors and Iraq is being touted all over the world? It's at it doesn't make sense. We're waiting on the rate change. If you don't believe me, go over to my membership Zooms and watch some of that content. I've been giving you details all the time. And everybody else, it's so funny. They have a different take on it because they weren't auditors with Price Waterhouse. So let me give you the articles coming out of Iraq today. Also, I'm going to figure out the Telegram thing. My intel sources are giving me the Prime Minister's Telegram channel that is saying it's ready to be done because he gave it to the central bank a long time ago. It was out of his words when he was here in America. He gave it to the central bank. He wasn't going to leave it in politicians' hands because we know what happens if you leave it in the politicians' hands, right? The politicians make everything crazy, right? So that's why if you stick here, I'll teach you how to change your mindset. Please subscribe and tap the bell. So the articles that were of biggest splash today was on ISIS defeat, the anniversary. Iraq confronts a reawakening insurgency. It seems to be they're causing doubt about the stability, but do not fear. These are articles designed to not keep you aware of the timing of this Iraqi dinar revaluation. They're not going to let you know the timing. Kuwait took out a full page ad the day before they revalued. They revalued overnight. They took out a full page ad saying they weren't going to do it for a year. So when you see these articles, you don't buy it. That's why I'm going to bring you the summary of everybody else. Next article, Erbil pushes census provisions in Baghdad government talks. This was just, guys, we looked at the census here on my channel back in November of last year when it came out. They have a very small percentage of people that are over 64. That's why they have a very generous retirement plan for their people. You can look at all our live streams. We've been doing the most articles than anybody and looking at the truth and the facts of the articles coming out of Iraq. Then our military sources sent us this. 6-member network accused of recruiting Iraqis to fight in Russia. One of them has been sentenced already to life for recruiting Iraqi citizens to fight in Russia. Evidently, there's still some Iraqi citizens that want to do that, so they're jailing people that promote that. ISX reports $3 million in weekly trading. Some people ask, how could we get involved in the Iraqi stock exchange? The military are involved in the Iraqi stock exchange because they can't be invested in the currency because of Kuwait, right? So we have that on our Zooms, right? We talked about that because they were at one time on our Zooms. Now they have to be quiet and I have to protect their privacy. The next article, Iraq nabs a senior ISIS bomb maker after a 10-month hump. This is Iraqi National Security Services that were trained by our American military. I'm very proud. This is your work, guys. You guys are the reason why they're so well trained. A senior, so they got him, let's see. They captured him after more than 10 months of surveillance and monitoring. Oh, how do they do that? With their new security systems and with their anti-money laundering banking system. Why? Because if you follow the money, you find the terrorists, you find the financing, and you have better cases because if they can track it through the new financial system, the blockchain system, which is, they're not promoting it. They don't want to tell everybody all their secrets. Just like our banking system is all new. They're not telling you. You have to piece it together through what they're willing to tell you. They're not going to tell you all the benefits of this new financial system because it's going to scare people, because it is a very comprehensive system that can track and trace every single dollar for for innocent citizens as well as the baddies. But I don't care. I'm an innocent citizen. I'm going to plan on staying that way. But the bad people are going to be found out, and you're going to see it, like much about the scripture God was saying this morning. When your enemies are defeated, you will see it. These people are being found. Investigators determined he specialized in linking detonators to mobile phones. So he was given a life sentence. So, and they've got many other people they're getting because of their surveillance tactics and their new systems. So guys, these systems are the reason why Iraq is secure and stable. And I have all the CBI articles. I profiled one of them towards the end of my Intel segment of my live stream this morning. I think I started the Intel segment around 46 minutes if you want to skip over the mindset and faith issues. So now we go to what everybody else is saying about the Iraqi dinar, because I'm the only one that does the summary. Please subscribe and tap the bell where you get the real insights and only the truth facts, no hype, no rates, no dates. I don't hype you up like that, but God told me to tell you it is done. So we teach you how your faith can accomplish a lot. And I like the sun here. So I apologize. I sat here because I like to sit in the sun. I'm a Florida girl living in Maine because the good Lord brought me here, right? So what is everybody else saying about the Iraqi dinar? Hold on, let me find my screen. I don't know why I can't find it. Here they are. Sorry. Here we go. So this is a summary of everybody else. This is Mountain Goat. He said, in the recent news, once again, we get articles telling the U.S. is not going to go back down as envoy Mark Zavaya has arrived in Baghdad and has delivered Trump's message to the government of Iraq. So the important news for Iraq is still all about this situation with the militia standoff with the U.S. I believe that if the government of Iraq asked the U.S. to step in and clear out the Iranian militia from inside Iraq, it would. However, there must be a formal agreement to do so. I am sure that this is a last resort for the Trump administration, but there has to be this alternative on the table, a clear message to Iran to recognize that the U.S. is extremely serious. Mark Z, he had a question. Anyone know what the new mechanism was that was implemented on December 1st? Mark Z said it was a new customs collection system to run through Iraqi banks. They were postponing it until December 31st, January 1st to complete the implementation. This was to change how money moves across borders, but advanced customs declaration comes into effect. There will be implementing pieces of it throughout the month. They want it to be fully up and running by December 31st. In his opinion, they have to have the new system done with the new value to be fully implemented. Watch things. It's happening before our eyes. It is a great time to be alive. It is what happening before our eyes. And this system was in place way before, because we covered it earlier on in this year. If you can remember, say, I remember covering that. Remember they showed us the new customs systems and how they're fully AI run, right? So they're very secure. Frank 26, it's not a dual exchange rate that an Iraqi economist is proposing. There will be an exchange rate inside and there will be one outside because of supply and demand dual. He goes, I made a mistake. The fixed rate is inside your country, 1-to-1, more than likely on par with the American dollar, not pegged, and outside free float with management controls and cap on the rate where they suggested about 425. Everything I've been saying is now coming from the mouse to the world. Dual is improper tech terminology. That's Frank. Claire, article, Sudanese advisor, dollar fluctuations are temporary and the government is committed to fixing the exchange rate at 1320 dinars. Quote, the prime minister's financial advisor, Mazir Mohammed Salih, confirmed on Sunday that the fluctuation of the dollar is temporary and not based on real economic data, while indicating that the government continues to fix the official change rate at 1320 dinars with the support of strong reserves. Guru Jeff, Iraq is revealing they're going to enter into their next phase. This is a key little phrase they use right now in articles. They're entering into their next phase in the year 2026. We are extremely close to the timing of the rate change. Militiaman, that 13 pig that's in place today with the central bank, in my view, is a masterful tool they've used. The gatekeepers, the CBI, the IMF, the World Bank, everybody involved knows the tool has been effective. It did its job. 1310 crushed inflation to historic lows at 0.8%. They slashed notes in circulation. They built their reserves to 115 billion. That's massive. There's going to be stability bridge because they have 15 trillion worth of natural resources. It's really amazing. Isn't it really amazing to sit on the sidelines and watch this happen? God has given me all these scriptures that that tie into this, and it really is biblical. Iraq is in a biblical location as well. If you're aware of that, put biblical down below. Samson, article, U.S.-based Chevron supports Baghdad's vision. Iraq will be an energy hub in the Middle East. Remember, Chevron and Exxon were both going for that field that they were going to take over because of the Russia sanctions. We haven't heard anything else about that. Who got it, right? Sandy Ingram, Vietnam, unlike Iraq, is on the Forex market. Investing in Vietnam is about tapping into one of Asia's fastest growing economies. Vietnam's economy is driven by manufacturing, exports, and a young workforce, which has attracted investors from around the world. Guys, all I know about the Vietnam dong is that if you're invested in it, that it could go as high as $2. That's what I've heard. That's, I don't really focus on dates and rates, but I do believe Iraq is a linchpin to this whole new financial system popping off. I have no idea about Vietnam, though, if they have these new systems. I would assume they did, or they wouldn't let them be part of this. I think everybody has to be on the same system because it is a global currency, digital, financial reset. Amen. Frank 26, Omar, that ceremony we had yesterday with Sudani and the United Nations means the United Nations has clearly shown the domestic Iraq ends in 2025 and the international Iraq starts in 2026 with banking reforms. Guys, the banking reforms have been done for a while. Everything was done. We found that out if you're a member of my Zooms. Guys, I hope you decide to join this family. We are the cutting edge on the street, and I also am the only one that provides the summary. So I appreciate your attention to this matter. I will see you tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow night for 5 for another celebratory talk about manifestation. I'll be putting new content as I have time, but I have a boot camp today from 12 to 3. So I hope you will subscribe and tap the bell. I'm one of the hardest working YouTubers with 12,700 videos. God bless.